Well, here we are with everything very much to play for. Win this one and they're going up. Incentives do not come much simpler or sweeter than that one. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. We have already started here. Well, it's fair to presume, I suppose, that Lionel Messi will, as almost always, Jim, be carrying a huge burden of expectation here.
Yeah, but it won't bother him at all, Peter. He just delivers without fail time and time again, and often in a way only he can.
And it's been given away. That has ended up in no man's land. And it's Januzaj. Genuine physical edge about this game. It is quite attritional. Vardiol tries to play it through, knocks it out wide. Serginho has it out wide and in space. He slings, he gets big! Oh, it's come off the upright. They've scored! He'll take that. Perhaps not the prettiest, but they all count.
Yeah, he showed great reactions there. Right place, right time, easy pickings.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. No, that's been intercepted. Well, for a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Van Dijk. More and more pressure on the ball here. Hato. And it's Serginho. Here's Rodri. Messi. I think that's offside. Yes, it is. And claimed it back swiftly. Out towards the flank. Roberto Carlos going full tilt down the left.
Akita really can't go chasing this game too soon. Any rash decisions now could see them lose it.
Spread out to the left. And it's Serginho. Messi, look at the space here. Griezmann, played out to the left flank. He's shifting through the gears here. Van Dijk getting this one clear. Serves up across. In the end, they found themselves penned in, nowhere to go.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
And the shot! And that would have been some goal.
He's the one player you want on the ball running at defences, and that's precisely why.
Griezmann, looking to play him in. Roberto Carlos. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Lobbed in behind. Picked out brilliantly. Shot a goal! Rodri. Possession football, Jim, with... Oh, what a mistake! He's got away. He's having a shot! We've got a goal! Not so fast, not so fast, they say. We want it just as badly. We will make a fight of it. That is so good, such sharp skills, and such a delicious finish.
And how easy did he make that look? That is supreme.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter, when you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing. The outcome should all come down to finishing.
Hato. that looks a decent ball. Corner it is. And we have our very first corner. And now they can clear their lines. And he's picked it up out wide. And he lines up a cross. Khan deals with that, nice and simple. Chance here to counter. Januzaj. Oh, well measured. Januzaj has it in a wide position. Rodri. Looking for a runner. Good ball over the top. And this is Batistuta. He's picked his way through. Real chance! Oh, the ball's come loose here. And again! It's in! His position was perfect. The invitation was there for him. And his response, absolutely clinical.
Yeah, it's mystifying that a player of his talent wasn't picked up sooner, and he picked them off instead.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
And there is the half-time whistle. Well, what a comeback. Certainly I didn't see that coming, nor I think did many in this crowd. So there was the first half.
Well, give me a moment to get my breath back. What a super half of football. Incident-packed, goals, comebacks, and the match being turned on its head. Which way it's going to go from here, it's anyone's guess.
Very little in it. The score at half-time is 2-1. And we are back on the way. In with the challenge. And it's Messi. Rodri. Messi. And the finish! Oh, the ball's run loose here. Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
Was he just trying to be a little too clever then? I mean, it's hard to say, but one thing's for sure. He needed to stick it away, and he knows it.
It's a mighty effort! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Well, it's probably going to take something very special to beat him today.
He's in a great position here. While facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. Well, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Rodri, looking for options for movement. And he's cut it out. Xavi Alonso. Costa Curta. Xavi Alonso. And that has been slung wide. And it's Griezmann. Tries to cross. Guardiola deals with that comfortably.
Well, that might be the first time they've gone long, Peter. They've clearly been told to try something different.
That's a nicely shaped ball. He's found a way through. Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Alexander-Arnold. Ball's gone out of play.
Substitutions taking place.
Messi played in early. No, he's overshot the green. Messi. It's a searching pass. Defending of the desperate variety.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
This is a really front-footed approach.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
Now it's Villa. Nicely weighted ball. Dink through. And that has been cleared. What a throw in. It's Park Ji-sung. Passing is crisp and sharp. Oh, this looks sharp. That looks a cracking ball. Oh, he's just the keeper to beat. Shoots! Oh, taken with style. It's level again. What a match we have.
Exactly what you want to see from your players. Courage. Fight in the face of adversity. You couldn't ask for much more.
Number 10.
That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing.
I'm not making any apologies, but I was willing him to supply the finish, and he came up trumps.
Substitution in progress.
So there's going to be another change here. This is quite a battle.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
Hato, in it comes. Howson clears it away. Tries to pass it through. Threads one in. Can he latch on to this? Oh, that's wonderful alertness.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
It's a sharp pass. And he plays one through. He's come in hard. David Villa showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Now it's Foden. Foden going face-to-face with his great rival, Serginho. He's gone for goal! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
It wasn't the best strike, to be honest, Peter. The pass might have been a better option there.
Couple of changes then in quick succession.
Well, he can certainly make his side a lot more unpredictable, Peter. You know, he has a very good eye for a pass, and a tricky one at that.
That's a nicely weighted pass. Great vision. He's got plenty of space out wide here. Good ball, good take. Chance for a shot! It's run loose. Who's going to get there? And another try! Cleared without complication. Keeper's dealt with that.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
And it's Camavinga. Batistuta looking to add to his goal. But he's only too happy to take that back. Knocks it into space. He has found the way through.
4 added minutes has been indicated.
Lovely pass, but can he get there? David Villa. He's a sharp little ball here. Played into space out wide. Thinks about the shot. And reclaimed it in a trice. That's a cute ball. And that has been clubbed away. Khan. And that is it, the referee has seen enough. Decent game of football that, intense, intriguing, and both sides, as it turns out, unable to be separated. Your reflections then, Jim?
Well, neither side could get over the line here. Perhaps one team might be happier, but
So it all boils down to this, the team so desperate to be up amongst the big hitters. And today, only a win suffices. It truly doesn't get any better, any bigger than this. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. We have already started here. Well, it's fair to presume, I suppose, that Lionel Messi will, as almost always, Jim, be carrying a huge burden of expectation here.
yeah, but it won't bother him at all, Peter. He just delivers without fail time and time again, and often in a way only he can.
Absolutely. So I wonder what the little magician will have in store for us today.
Well, all I shall say is expect the unexpected.
Right card. And he's been shifted off it. Aimed beyond the defence. Not the most accurate pass. Griezmann. Xavi Alonso. Cannavaro gets over and intercepts. It's a pretty loose pass. And it's Messi. Xavi Alonso. And it's Messi. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Bruno Fernandes. Kvaratskhelia. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Messi. Goes looking wide. Can he get on the end of this? It is early, but the game hasn't yet sparked into life.
Well, he was given the time and room initially to hold on to the ball, but eventually he was squeezed that bit harder and the task became too much.
Oh, he's been real chance! Fair attempt, just the wrong outcome.
Well, there wasn't too much wrong with his effort. He needs to get on the ball again and give it another crack. I would.
Costa Curta. Passing is crisp and sharp. And he's had it nicked away. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. He's through, it's one-on-one, shapes to shoot! Goal! Manchester United! That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing.
Yeah, and having the thrust to get there is one thing. Having the composure to score is another.
Manchester United have penetrated for the first time.
Yeah, but I think they all know too well that things are far from done here, and while there's never a good time to be caught out, you definitely don't want it to be now.
Terrific header! Not pretty, but it gets the job done. Messi. Now it's Bruno Fernandes.
Yamagata are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
Danielson in acres of space out wide. And the goalkeeper's got a good palm to that. Well, that looks a decent ball. Goes for a shot! Oh, taken with style. A quite incredible spell. They are flying. Truly superb. A goal of such supreme quality, composure and class.
I was impressed with both.
Shot at goal! Howson is there to clear. Approaching the half-hour mark. Well, that's well seen too. And it's Rijkaard. Well, now here's a good battle. Takes a shot! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Now then, the ball's come loose. Oh, well cut out, no margin for error there at all. Lee Kang-in. Well, we expected better, and so did he. Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes! He's beaten the keeper, but hit the post. Danielson. Xavi Alonso. Messi. And he's picked it up out wide. Chooses to go back. And the shot! Just too much. Fractions.
He's not happy, and you'd expect that, but at least there's plenty of appreciation for what was a genuinely fine effort.
Gets a good foot in there. Now he's got space here. Well, that pass isn't the best. Approaching half-time and still behind. Can they make something happen now? Xavi Alonso does really well to win the ball there. Well, he's ended up in no man's land. Olise is a player who barely needs an invitation to shoot. Danielson. Nicely weighted ball. Oh, super find. Oh, the ball's run loose here. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal. And it had to be. He is through here. And the shot! It's a carbon copy of the previous miss.
Oh, they're just unrelenting, Peter. Wave after wave of attacks. Now it's just a matter of making at least one of them count.
Can they get him away? He's shifting through the gears here. Can he finish? Good effort, and it is right on half-time. So your views on the first half?
Well, I'm looking at the body language, Peter, and it doesn't look great. It's going to be pretty hard for them to pick themselves up from here.
Please take all
There's still a maybe on play. Maybe they'll thrive on the adversity.
Thank you very much for your cooperation.
There's the start of the second half.
Well, I think they have to be positive despite the scoreline. The one thing they don't want to do, Peter, is give away an early goal. But they can't afford to get too cagey either. So attack with real devilment, go for that goal and see if they can unsettle them.
He's got away. Kvaratskhelia. Chance for a shot! Just cruising! They are cruising! And they are tearing the opposition apart here. Simply breathtaking stuff. A finish of great intelligence. He just understood and he executed so smoothly.
Well, I think he knew all he had to do was get it under control, and it was always going to end up in the back of the net thereafter.
Manchester United find a position of... shooting chance! Xabi Alonso gets rid without sophistication. Costa Curta. And it's Messi. And here's Batistuta. Danielson receives it in a good position here. Danielson. He's in a great position here. Now it's Messi. And they're not going to make any further progress now. Now it's Messi. And he welcomes it in. And he's managed to get free. Cleared without hesitation. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Danielson picks it up out wide. He has found the way through. Hangs in across. Cannavaro can get it clear. Now it's Messi. So what can they make of this? Now it's Kvaratskhelia. Just the goalkeeper to beat. Oh, the keeper's done wonderfully well there.
I just thought he showed a little too much of it to the keeper, but I think he read the situation very well.
Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Now it's Messi. Ekitike. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Nice interception, his positioning was spot on. Ekitike has found the net here, of course. Now it's Bruno Fernandes. There's the header! Really well taken goal. Just cruising! They are cruising! He watched it all the way, and the finish was unerring.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
And he's done it again. He's got his second. Time then for the first substitution of the game. Things looking so easy, almost too easy here. And that is as far as they're going to go. Now it's Raul. Kvaratskhelia. He's found the way. Tries a shot! He's got a goal! And the chasm continues to widen. A brutal statement that underpins where these teams are at.
Number 8.
Absolutely no element of fluke either. Makes this even more worrying in some ways.
And now he has two.
Substitution.
Manchester United are having a ball here.
This is wonderful front-footed football. The manager will be absolutely thrilled to see his team clicking in every department.
Shoots! It's a loose, and it's come back out to him. Conte. Now it's Raul. Foot in. Nicely shaped ball. Oh, delightful ball. Well, he's seen that early. Used a certain sixth sense. Oh, important interception. Well, the runner's been sold a little bit short there.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Shot could be on. Bergkamp! It's there! A momentary lapse, mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
Well, a little more decisiveness on the ball and that probably wouldn't have happened, but still, it was very well played. Great pressure to force the error.
Number 21.
Well, it's an inspired substitution. Terrific move by the boss.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
Well, they have a goal, but it is surely too much to hope for a comeback. Raul. That looks a cracking ball. He's picked his way through. Oh, almost a sixth.
A moment to try and place the cherry on the cake.
Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Looking to play him in. And now they can spring out of defence. Oh, that's fabulous. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Kvaratskhelia gets into a good position. Now there's a fine ball. It's passion! It's hit the upright. And he's quick to get it clear again. Looking for the run. Pass somewhat off target. And he's managed to get free. Kvaratskhelia! Oh, terrific save. And we're done. Well, that was thrilling. A game of champs and chumps. The winners were so good at times. A side that can and will trouble more or less everyone. Your reflections then, Jim?
Well, there was a distinct lack of clarity or commitment in everything the players were trying to do. Looking